Hey, it's Luke John Harrison here. Before we get into this video, make sure please that you like, comment and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure the bell notification icon is on. It only takes 1 second of your day to make mine. Now let's get into it. So when I was a kid in school, I developed a form and was diagnosed with a form of mild Tourette's. Now, Tourette syndrome you might have heard of. It's quite a humorous condition actually, because when we see it on TV or on YouTube or whatever, some people swear abruptly or they lash out or have twitches and things like that, and it's sometimes actually quite humorous, but living with it is another thing. Now thankfully over the years I managed to get rid of it, I managed to cure it, but the mild form that I had was caused as a result of bullying. It was caused as a result of stress. I was stressed out massively and I used the tics that I had as a way of releasing stress. I didn't know particularly how to deal with things at that time. So I was called names regularly at school. I used to listen to alternative music, I used to grow my hair long, I was called a hippie, a goth, all the rest. And I developed this twitch of the head, and I'd look round one way and I'd turn my eyes one way, and sometimes it got that bad that I would move my head, I'd have to turn around 360 and then back up in the same position. Now as you can imagine, as a 13-year-old kid in comprehensive school, people would start asking questions. What are you doing? You look stupid, what are you doing? I mean, you'd feel weird, and then that turn of the head development were grunt was a and I try to keep it under my mouth, like under my breath, and not make it so exaggerated that people would hear, but I really struggled with that, and people would hear and they'd laugh at us. And that was really difficult to deal with because that exaggerated the condition, feeling stressed already as a result of it. Now everybody handles things differently. For me it was quite difficult to deal with. I remember the embarrassment of going around every teacher, giving them a handwritten note from the head saying, Luke has this condition, he has to be put at the back of the room for exams. So I was spaced away from people in case I was causing a problem to either A, or probably even maybe some other people as well, and distracted them. But think how that alienates you. When you believe something about yourself, you've got this condition that a doctor said, it's mild Tourette's that, yeah. And my mum tried meditation gurus, we were thinking about medication, although we never went down that route. We're talking to therapists, things like that. And eventually over the years, the tool that I found to help de-stress and make it a bit easier was exercise and looking after me diet a little bit better. When I found exercise, it gave me a physical release from the stress. See, many of us are using alcohol, using drugs, using food, using drama, using gambling, using porn, using these immediately gratifying things in order to deal with our stresses and our emotions. For me, it was very much an internal battle with this Tourette's, and I would get quite angry a lot. I would punch things in the house till my hand bled sometimes. It was difficult to deal with. There's a lot of stress, and I imagine right now as a teenager that it could be even worse, especially with the advent of social media. We didn't have that then when I was a kid. But bullying still went around and affects everybody in different ways. But as I was going along in school, I had this belief that there was something wrong with me, that I had this condition. And you feel alienated when you believe there's something wrong with you. But I'll tell you this right now. Since I found exercise, since I found the gym, since I found releasing stress in a physical way, I've lived the philosophy, and I now coach the philosophy of movement is medicine. Movement is medicine. If we have a problem, there's several ways we can deal with it. We can drink, smoke, eat, or we can move, we can walk, and we can change our state. We always have a choice. You always have a choice. Think about how you're handling your stress now. And the thing is, if I hadn't handled that the way that I discovered the physical work, I might have drifted further into using other methods of things. Fact is, I did dabble in a lot of drugs when I was a young adult as well. The cocaine, the ecstasy, the alcohol binges came on the weekend, but that's a story for another day. What I do say though is don't neglect the opportunity to help yourself through physical means. If you want to feel better, move. If you want to feel healthier, move. If you want to feel more motivated, move. There is no substitute for movement. You got to move, and you got to move now. Go get it.